Members of my family, come forward. I want to delegate that honor to my wife, Priscilla, to introduce the members of our family.
Thank you. I'll start with Nkava. Nkava is our firstborn daughter, and her husband, Eddie Omondi. Our second born is Fanon Mwenda Murungi, with his wife, Washeke. Then our third born is Winnie McKenna, and her husband, James Bukusi. And myself, I'm Priscilla, and my husband, Kiraitu Murungi.
Your husband has no name.
I said. Kiraitu Murungi, honorable.
Thank you. Asanteni sana, be seated. I'm a bit confused today, so if I mess up the protocol, please forgive me. His Excellency, the Deputy President, our brother, Professor Kendi, the CS for Water, I think I saw him around, Mheshimiwa Moga, our three PSs, Yetonga, Kiburi, and Lucy Njogu. I would also like to mention our governor, we have the governor of Meru County, Reverend Isaac Mutuma Ndwilinkie. We have many members of parliament who are led by the chairman of the Meru MP's caucus, Mr. Rindikiri, a friend from Buri. I think they have all talked to you, so I don't need to mention them by name. And we have the deputy governor of Tharaka Nithi and a big contingent sent by Governor Mudhomi to come and condole with us. Allow me for the others to say the protocols established be followed. I'm overwhelmed by the magnitude of the response that has been given to my daughter, Anita. First, if you look in front of you, you can see Bishop Emeritus, the Right Reverend Bishop Salesius Mugambi, with 12 priests. Thank you so much, Bishop, and my friends, the bishops. We really appreciate the way you're conducting the Mass and being here for my daughter today. Thank you so much. Last night, we were at Kaguru in the big hall there with bishops and the ministers from all over Meru County. And some of them are here. Please stand up. Thank you so much. These are from all the other denominations. Again, because of time, allow me not to mention your names, but you are most appreciated by us as a family and our people here. Karibuni sana. The leadership of my parish in Nairobi, St. John Parish, you saw them here. You saw the leadership of the church, where I'm also a member. But there was also a leadership from Kaguru Parish, where I am also a member of CMA. So can we appreciate the Kaguru Parish? Our very old friend who went to school with, went to the US, came back, and we were roommates at the University of Nairobi, Dr. George Kerago Njiru. Please stand up wherever you are. I think George is one of my best friends, all the way from Kiraitu. Our chairman, Governor Kimemia, was the chairman of all the Mount Kenyan governors. He was our governor. I'm happy you've come. Let's appreciate him. So let me stop there so that you can save time. I have a very special relationship with my daughter Anita. No words in any language can adequately describe that relationship. Born 11 years after our then last born, McKenna, she was petted and celebrated by everyone in my family. She brought a lot of warmth, love, and joy into our lives. She was a brilliant, well-behaved child who excelled in all the schools that she went. She was number one in all the primary schools she attended. She attended 3 primary schools. She was number one in all secondary schools that she attended. She attended 2 secondary schools. So she was an A-star student. Actually, in O levels and A levels, she scored A-star in every subject. And she was number one in chemistry in Kenya. She was the top student in Kenya in chemistry during her time. So, she was really a gift. She was really God's gift to my family. And I had very big dreams about her. Most of my children, all of them have master's degrees, but none of them has a PhD. So I thought I'm going to get a PhD from this one. But now God does. So I have to accept it. Anita was a highly sensitive person who felt too deeply and cared and carried heavy emotional burdens. You have been told she went to London School of Economics to study law. But after 1 year, she quit. And she came home and said she will not go back because she has found law very boring. The lawyers with endless arguments which are not going anywhere. And she actually told me lawyers don't actually help people. So she registered herself in a medical school where there could be tangible, practical help to the people and the community. Our interest in medicine was medical research. You remember, I went through a very rough experience during COVID time, and Anita was very impressed that in a short time the research scientists had found a cure for COVID. So our interest was to get to medical research so that they could find cures for other chronic diseases which we will not be able to resolve, things like cancer, diabetes, and what have you. So, I asked her why she not want to do surgery, like my brother and Dr. Kiraitu there. And she said, this clinical medicine only helps very few people, especially the rich, and does not help the majority of the people. So for her, she wanted to have an impact, to make a medical impact in society, which will touch everybody. Sometimes you would accompany me during the campaigns. I think you heard Mheshimiwa Rahim saying he got to know her in a lorry, when we were, when we campaign on top of lorries, and she was with me there. So we go for a campaign rally in Maua. Then she gets out of the lorry and bought a very nice leather jacket like the one I saw with our MP, Mheshimiwa Mweti. So when we came home, she didn't have the jacket. So I asked her what happened. She told me she saw another girl there who was shivering with the coat, and she gave her the jacket. She thought she needed the jacket more than herself. So that's how the jacket went. So that's why I'm telling you, she was carrying very, very emotional. She was a very caring person. Now, when it came to academics and ideas, Anita ceased to be my daughter. She became my intellectual companion and sometimes a competitor. We would argue with her to the chagrin of our mother late into the night on no manner of subjects. And Anita was wondering, she was always on internet. She would always check. When I tell her something, she comes back the following day and tells me that what you said was not correct. Then she shows me the evidence. So we had arguments on psychology, on philosophy, on law, and politics. I remember asking her, because she got her ID card, I think just this time when there was the massive recruitment. So I asked her who she was going to vote for, because now she has an ID card among the presidential candidates. And she told me she wouldn't vote for anybody because she did not see any person, among the candidates who she could vote for. Then I asked her, why did you take the card? She said, I'm expecting there will be a younger person who will be the race. That's the one I'm going to vote for. So I said, and if there is none, then I want to vote. So that is Anita. She's very, very independent in her own thoughts. In the one time she was asking me, why do people study philosophy in school? Why do they like to confuse themselves about things they really don't know about and things which they can't do anything about? So the other day she was, I think just a week or so before she died, she asked me, why the sun, what fuel does the sun use? Because it is hot, it is there all the time, na tuambui mafuta inaisha. So I told her I don't know, so we Googled it together. And then the answer was, there was hydrogen, which was under a lot of compression, and it produced helium, and it is helium now which causes the heat in the sun. Then she asked me, how do they know? So that was Anita. I must admit, sometimes and to listen to her, especially in the area of psychology. Me, I'm a recent student of psychology. I never studied it in school. But Anita, because of her brush in medicine, she had taken interest in studying psychology. So she always used to correct me. And finally, I just decided to make her my teacher, and I agreed to be, a student because I could not win an argument, against her. My relationship with her has actually changed my perspectives about how I see things. I know, sorry, His Excellency, I know you are a professor, and there are very many professors here, including my friend Dr. Njiru. But I think it's becoming clear that the more you go to school, the more you study, that is also the more you discover you don't know. It is, the more we know, then the more we don't know. Anita brought that out very clearly in me. Also, I must say, the death of the child has affected me. It has humbled me very much. And I think from now on, hamtanisikia nikitukana watu.
Anita has made a lot of people come to my home
to come and condole with us.
People not have expected
that they would have come. Politicians from all walks of life have been there. In fact, yesterday, I was very surprised that Governor Kawira Mwangaza, who calls me Kingangi, and I call her the drama queen, came to my house and we talked very well. She has made me discover positive aspects of humanity, the good in other people. And now I want to dismiss people in marriage because of cover. And I think this is what we should borrow from other, as politicians. Let us try to see whether we can see some good, even in our opponents. You have seen Governor Munya here. We were with him even last night. You saw me the Kiraitu, we were also with him. Now, these are people we've been fighting with out there, but it is Anita who has made it possible for us to have a cup of tea and talk as human beings. There will be a very painful experience. The first 2 days, my wife was almost crying all the time because I'm a museum during check and go and hide in the toilet and cry there and come out when looking a bit strong. But these things have changed. It's pain. But I've come to learn, and I want to thank the clergy who said they are going to have a ministry of presence with me. The head of the Methodist Church came home and told him, people don't have to talk to you, but so long as you're not alone, so long as you're with others, you'll be comforted. So I really feel it's very strong. I understand this much more now because of the 1 week I was spent with the clergymen, with other leaders, just talking about